So the first thing I ever cooked on my Kamado Joe, my very first Kamado Joe, was a spatchcock chicken. All right, this is one of those key pivotal moments in my life. It actually led me to open a humongous 375-seat restaurant just with Kamado Joe's, the one chicken. So be careful with this gateway chicken. It might change your life. But today I want to do a little bit of a twist on it. We're going to do a chili crisp mayonnaise roasted spatchcock chicken. Let's get into the action. So first thing, we're going to take this beautiful bird, and spatchcock just means cutting out the backbone. Today I'm going to be using a knife, but if you're more comfortable, kitchen shears work just fine, and we're going to trim on, I'll draw you a little line so we can see, on both sides of the spine region, removing that so it can lay flat like a book. So I like to use a knife though. I stand the bird away from me, legs out, knife in the cavity, and just cut straight down, avoiding that hip bone, and there we are. Okay, now we're gonna hit that little place right there, the keel bone, bump, pop it open like a book, and there we have it. And now you could leave this in, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out as well so we have that full spinal region removed, and you can save this for stocks or whatever have you. You know, I mean, that's good stuff. All right, but let's look at what we're left with. A nicely flattened bird. Let me flip it around for presentation's sake. What are the benefits of doing that? You remove the air gap, right? So essentially we are getting less airflow, and we're decreasing the amount of time that it takes to cook the entire bird. Look at this palate as well. Sky's the limit. We can do whatever we want to. First thing I'm gonna do is put a little seasoning on there. I want a little salt. I've chosen Cubano today because it's got a little bit of oregano, it's got a little salt, it's got a little pepper. And isn't that beautiful? Flip it over and get the other side. And don't forget, I always forget this little spot under here. So don't forget that. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Back over one more time. And that's nice. Okay, now we talked about this aioli or mayonnaise that we're gonna put on there. This is one of the sauces that I just fell in love with a couple weeks ago. So it's chili crisp and mayonnaise. Today we're gonna be using Kewpie. Those of you familiar with the channel know that I always use Duke's mayonnaise. For this, I like the Kewpie mayo. Something about it, you know, I've used it in restaurants for years. It caramelizes differently. I know a lot of fine dining restaurants will paint this on their bread as they're toasting their buns because it gives it this beautiful, even golden crust. Something about the Kewpie mayonnaise, the egg to vinegar ratio, perhaps, I don't know. It's pretty much magic. Let's skip to it's magic mayo. Okay, it's magic mayo. Now, chili crisps, you can find this in the international section of your grocery store. I'm trying to give that a little shake. And the more you put in there, the spicier it gets, so we're not gonna do too terribly much. That's good. I might even bulk it up with a little more mayonnaise. Bump, bump, bump. And then with a spoon.
Just 2 ingredients?
2 ingredients. You know, I used to put a lot of extra stuff in here, right? Hoisin and lemon juice or lime juice and all kinds of stuff. And then one day we just put these 2 things together, and I was like, stop it. That's it. That is fabulous. Okay. I want to tuck these little wings behind. Call it the half Nelson. The half Nelson, exactly. Good. Whoop. Slipped out of the half Nelson. My goodness. We got a wrestler. We got a wrestler. And then we just go on. Okay. Really get that breast meat nice and covered. Legs and thighs. And this might seem like an odd combination, mayonnaise and roasting, and ooh, isn't it weird? I'm telling you, team, give it a try. This is a luxurious way to add a lot of really cool fat content and flavor to this bird. Grill setup couldn't be any simpler for this, all right? 2 half-moon heat deflectors, grill grates at the highest portion of the divide and conquer system, stabilized at 300 Fahrenheit. Let's bring our spatchcock chicken on over. And we're just gonna slide it directly onto the grill.
Oh yeah.
That's it, team. Now we're just gonna shut that down. Not a lot of moving parts here. All right. The majesty of a roasted whole bird is unsurpassed in my book. Think about it. Even during like Thanksgiving, I know folks that don't do turkeys anymore. They just do chickens because they're so tasty, right? I'm preaching to the choir back here. But that's it. Like super easy. Go about your day. All right. The longer you take this, the lower you take it, the better it is. But I'm going at 300. We'll check in on some internal temperatures here at about the 45-minute mark. But I'm thinking it'll take about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe even an hour and a half at 300 degrees. There's no flipping. There's no nothing. This is pretty simple, but it's amazing. It's been 50 minutes. Well, that's 50, not 15. Yo, it's pretty close, right? Seeing a little bit of denaturing of the muscle here. Seeing that beautiful aioli kind of setup. You know, it's funny. You want the legs and thighs to be at like 170 to carry over to 175, but the breast meat to be at 160 to carry over to 165. The spatchcock method, for some reason, gets both those dual temperatures, two different temperatures there at the same time, which is cool. It's harder to do without spatchcock heat. Breast meat. This thing's ready to go. This bird's ready to rock.
Just under an hour?
Yeah. Has it been an hour? I mean, did we get the time wrong?
I don't know. Maybe we wrote the time wrong.
Calmer heads prevailed here. Cooler heads prevailed. Cooler or calmer, right?
I don't know.
It's definitely an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, we did get this baby done in 50 minutes. Nor would we want to. I just had my time wrong. But look here, look at this skin. Can you get close up on that?
Yeah.
Just how it's about to break. You know, I mean, everything says yes about this. I'm going to use this large fish spatula and kind of just make sure that everything's detached so I can keep that whole bird presentation. I'll do my best anyway. Just make sure everybody's ready to comply with the field trip that's about to occur. You know, maybe we chop up some greenery and sprinkle it on there, but I'm not gonna even mess with it. Like that's super awesome. And remember how easy that was just a couple seconds ago watching the fabrication. We cut the backbone out, whipped up some chili crisp and Kewpie mayo, painted it on, Bob's your uncle. That's crazy. All right, we got some rain coming here. I do want to let this rest for just a minute. Just like a fine steak, after you grill it, it's a little tight. We want it to loosen up a little bit, redistribute those juices. It's taking every bit of willpower I have right now, not just to pull at that leg and thigh and just chomp down on it and burn the heck out of my mouth. You know, we're gonna give this, I was gonna say 5 minutes. We're gonna give it 7 minutes. Should be 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna give it 7 minutes and let it just relax a little bit. This is just stunning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull that leg just a little bit to give myself some skin stretch. I don't want to cut skin off the breast meat, but this will allow me to kind of sneak right under that leg and thigh, and it'll show you. See how it's just showing me?
Wow.
And then I can, if I'm good, and it's been a minute since I've cut a bird, but if I'm good, I can find that magic little spot in between the joint. I think it's right there. Whoa! Whoa! Back in the game, baby! Oh, that's crazy.
It's so juicy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I'm gonna slice. I know as much as everybody wants to say, oh, take a bite, take a big bite. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna burn the heck out of myself. So I'm gonna put a little slice right here. And that's gonna be me. But nice smoke as well, just from the dripping and the caramelization. But look at that moisture content. Like, that's crazy, dude. Do me a favor in the comment section down below. Tell me if you are. I'm definitely not biting off that shun. No freaking way. In the comment section, let us know if you are a dark meat or a light meat person. Very curious to see the numbers on that. And I'll respond back in the comment section and let you know where I am on that. Let's take the bite. Dude, that's crazy. Here, this is what I mean by like a gateway food. You know, you start doing a spatchcock chicken like this on the grill and just think you can do anything, you know. All of a sudden you're buying freezers for what you might cook, you know. That's incredible. One of the things that I would suggest if you're new to the game, Kamado Joe grill game, do a spatchcock chicken, but be careful, it might just change your life. If you enjoyed this cook as much as I just enjoyed being here with you today, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, do leave us a comment, love reading them. Remember, tell us light meat or dark meat, or what you would do differently. Sky's the limit with this method. Mayonnaise and chili crisp, who'd have thunk it? As always, from our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.